funky music. Hey! Oh my goodness.
Yo.
I'm getting texts from everybody tonight. What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge. My city, baby. You gotta go ahead and drop that as frequently as you like there, super producer Kale. Bones Hyland, tonight, the savior for the Denver Nuggets as they go shorthanded into Philadelphia, where that fraudulent player, James Harden, tried to grift his way to a win. It was not to be. It was actually great the way this game went down, with him getting just enough bullshit for it to be close enough for them to not get all of the bullshit down the stretch. We're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up. I got the man with wind flowing through his hair. It's Harrison Wind.
The guy I'm most happy about for tonight's win is this guy right here.
Really?
Watching D-Line tonight, man. He went through it. I was about to go downstairs and get him a paper bag at one point. Like, I'm happy for you, man. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, D-Line Co. over here.
You know what, guys? I'm a lot of things in this world. I'm a lover. I'm a fighter. But above all else, I'm a Denver Nuggets fan. And that was the fucking best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. That was everything I ever wanted it to be. The Nuggets were down by a very healthy margin. I'm sure we'll cover it in the quick recap.
Yeah, we might. I don't know. Maybe.
And to come back and fight in such a greedy and unexpected way, getting contributions from people that you expect, people that you don't. Guys, I died 20 minutes ago. That's what I'm saying.
This game was one of those ones. I mean, sports are the best. They give you these moments. So this was just one of those ones where it's like, hell yeah, that feels good. To get that one and to get it in the fashion that they did. I mean, we do spend a lot of time talking about, Jokic obviously doing so much. To get a contribution tonight from a DeMarcus Cousins the way you did, a JMyke Green the way that you did, and especially a Bones Hyland the way that you did was just so fun, so special. In addition to Will Barton, obviously Jokic himself. Shall we quick recap this one so everybody's up to maybe somehow somebody didn't watch this game? What were they doing with their lives that they would have possibly missed this game?
I actually have no memories from this game. It's possible I didn't watch it.
Well, the first quarter cut out. I didn't see any of the first quarter. Nuggets were good? Were they good? I didn't see.
They won the game.
I blacked out, so I assume they're right now. Jokic and Embiid going at each other early. The first 4 possessions for both teams were Jokic and Embiid. It was kind of like, oh, this is fun. Clear out and let these guys go to work. It didn't really play out that way the rest of the game, but to start, it was fun. Jokic was a little bit sloppy with turnovers early on, and it's honestly, I feel like if you actually went and just talked about the last 3 games and the first half of this game, Jokic has had some uncharacteristically sloppy passes where you're just like, what the hell was that? And he had it in the first quarter. The Nuggets as a team kind of sloppy, and then the 76ers caught fire. They made 5 of their first 6 3-pointers. It was miserable to watch. It was real pain. There was a lot of things that happened in this game, but you got 3-pointers from Tybal. You got him from Maxey. You got him almost for every player that Tobias Harris. Every other, the role players, were just on fire to open this one up. And then on top of that, Nuggets couldn't hit anything. So you had turnovers. Nuggets go 0 of 7. 76ers go 5 of 7 to start. And what does that get you? 37-22 to end the first quarter. I thought the game was over. I thought the vibes were terrible. I wanted to die. We all wanted to go crawl.
Harrison, although he did want to die, he was very therapeutic. I have to say, I was not measured. Harrison very measured.
Look, man, I've watched too many NBA basketball games.
Of course!
So have I. That's the thing.
No, but in all seriousness, one of the things from tonight was the takes from media members today at the first quarter were like, guys, shut the
wait to get them off.
They couldn't wait. Everybody had even Nuggets people had drafts, and you're like, guys, chill. Sometimes teams get hot, sometimes teams get sloppy, whatever.
Has nobody watched
basketball? The takes in that first quarter were unbearable. And here's the thing that it happens with the MVP conversation too. When we make these crazy proclamations in October, is you have a first quarter. It honestly set the I feel like people's perspective of this game, even after it's over, is warped by how lopsided all of their perspectives were after the first quarter.
It's kind of like how in the season the narratives get set after the first month.
The narratives of this game were set in the first 10 minutes, and then people were slowly realizing that was the outlier of this game, not the actual part of the game. Second quarter, Forbes missed a pair of wide open. And Denver's trying to scrap back into this. Forbes had 2 wide open threes, misses them both, and then they did a great job of, they being the 76ers, Embiid staggers his minutes, so he's up against the second unit. of forcing one of Bones or Forbes to be the low man and pick and roll. So they had to rotate over. Embiid was feasting a lot of those on those little short rolls, just shooting over Bryn Forbes. Michael Malone ended up yanking him, taking him out of the rotation and actually changing up his rotation in the second half, which was a great adjustment for Michael Malone. But the Nuggets, they had a big rally in the second, including Jokic drawing a third foul on Embiid. It almost felt like Jokic came out passive to start the game. But in that second quarter, it's almost like he's like, okay, I see what's happening. And to close that, like the last 4 minutes of this quarter, some of that with Embiid on, some of it with him off, Jokic was just cooking with gas. He was absolutely making every single play. 58-53 76ers. Nuggets made it a game. You thought, oh my God, exhale. Third quarter, Nuggets out of the gate like a bat out of hell. Take the lead. That crowd, by the way, which was just crazy to start, dead silent. Yeah. Dead's the broadcast, like you could hear everybody breathing on the broadcast. That's how quiet it got in Philly's arena. They forced Philly into a timeout, and out of that timeout, first of all, we missed it. The broadcast missed the play, so I missed it. But Embiid started to get going. He had a couple big shots, a three-pointer, post-ups, and ones. Like he started getting himself going. Philly built a 6-point lead. Harden started to get fully on his bullshit. The third quarter, Harden was like, my time to shine. Oh my God, sidestep, shot fake, jump fire. Like he did every single annoying thing. The one that I thought Denver could have challenged, I'm glad they didn't, but they could have and won, was the one, I think it was on Jeff Green, where Harden put his hand on Jeff Green, pushes him and falls, makes the lip.
It was the one where Harden like locks your hand under and then like goes around and it looks like a foul, but he's the one who's locking the arm.
But on this specific one, I don't even know if he got to that point, because he does do that one, but he does the thing where he's like holding you off and then pushes like that, and both guys go, so it looks like they collided. You see it in slow motion and you're like, that's not a foul. Anyway, Harden was on his bullshit, but it ran out. The bench had another late rally, and then the fourth quarter, DeMarcus Cousins hits back-to-back three-pointers. Big time cojones. He had some good defensive plays on Embiid. He did a very good job in this game in his limited minutes. And then Bones Hyland took over. Huge. I mean, Boogie's threes were big. Bones' threes were like monumental, including one that was like a 30-footer. I mean, it was so far out there. It was such in the pressure cooker. He had one with 1 second, like as the shot went in the net, the buzzer sound. So like his shots felt like they were worth 10 points. It was incredible. Malone, 6-minute mark. There's a timeout. Philly calls a timeout, and you're thinking, Boogie just hit 2 threes. He's doing a good job. But you have the MVP on the bench there. What are you thinking here? You've got to get him back in the game. Michael Malone disagreed. He left Boogie in there, and that 6-point lead that they had evaporated. Then you bring Jokic in. 76ers take the lead. There's that flagrant foul on JaMyke Green, which it's tough. Anytime a guy goes up for a dunk and there's contact,
dunks.
It's very tough. Like, you don't want anybody to get hurt. And in giving a hard foul there, guys are going to get hurt in those situations. Was it a flagrant? No. Man, I really don't know.
This is that's the official play of guys that used to watch games in the 80s.
They all want none of those to be. That's the regular. That's not even a foul, actually. Yeah. But he gets that foul, and you think maybe it's over, but no. Jokic hits one of the most beautiful pieces of bullshit I've ever seen running down the screen. He got a James Harden foul.
I'm actually happy they didn't call.
I kind of am too. Yeah. I am too. Like, you know what? Let them grift their way. Jokic hits it. I'm so glad that the game came down to a play like that. And then I can't even remember the final plays, guys. I honestly blacked out.
Bones Hyland hit a bunch of threes.
The last plays, though. I'm talking about the last minute and a half.
It was decided at the free throw
line. You missed JaMyke Green's back-to-back mid-range baseline.
Oh, that's what it was. Those were the ones. That's why I missed him. You're right. It was
maybe the biggest oh yes shots in the history of the Nuggets
This is exactly
franchise.
what one of them was. Like, he wasn't spaced to the corner. He was just right inside the three-point line.
Awkward.
And there was like an 18-footer from the base. Probably, honest to God, statistically the worst shot you could take, and he nothing but netted it. And then the next time it was only like an 8-footer, but those are kind of hard too.
They're even harder.
Yeah, and he just drained that one. So JMyke, ice in his veins, and then it became a free throw battle down the stretch. Jokic hit just enough. Barton missed one, but hit the one that mattered. Nuggets win. 76ers, full squad. Denver Nuggets down 3 starters. Aaron Gordon couldn't even play the second half of this game. Played for like 3 minutes, got pulled. Nuggets down 3 stars, doesn't matter. 76ers, take that L home with you. This was the Bones Hyland show.
I saw a couple takes that I enjoyed so much. Oh, so much. Decrying the lack of help that Joel Embiid has. He has a worse supporting cast. They have no bench in Philly, I'm told.
We
never heard about this before the game. Now it finally
they're ramping up for the pity MVP. I'm telling you.
So
the pity MVP, they're trying so hard.
It's ramping up.
The pity MVP. Simmons, he wasn't even there for a while.
Yeah, just just the mental toll that takes on you as Joel Embiid.
It's so true. And he had to play a lot of minutes, a lot of times this year.
From what I understand, statistically, when he's on the court, they're the best team of all time, and when he's off, they're the worst team of all time.
No, that's Jokic.
Oh, that's Jokic.
That's Jokic. Yeah, you were wrong.
I'm sorry.
It's easy to mistake those two guys. All right, Harrison, what's your big takeaway from this game? Other than the Nuggets absolutely curb stomping James Harden's ass.
Yeah, it's crazy. Bones Hyland became the story of this game.
He really did.
And it's hard to imagine how it could have not been Jokic or Joel Embiid coming into this thing, but Bones Hyland stole the show, and everything we've been saying about this kid all season came to life in this game. He's fearless. He loves the spotlight. He loves the bright lights. He wants all the pressure. Every single night, Bones Hyland goes into a game thinking he can go off, thinking he could hit 5 threes in a game, thinking he could be the guy that night. He's fearless. Like I said, I can't remember the last rookie who's had more confidence in Bones Hyland. The confidence he has in himself is unbelievable. I mean, it's how he's gotten to this point in the first place. But I'm telling you, every time he goes out there, he thinks he can put the world on his shoulders. And like tonight, he delivered, but he's not scared of anyone. Like I said, he wants all the pressure. He wants the spotlight. He wants to be that guy, and tonight he absolutely delivered.
Bones Hyland he's the king of the game.
He is the DraftKings Sportsbook king of the game. 21 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. And how many threes? Let me see here. 4 of 9 from 3. I felt like he had like 8 threes tonight.
Those were the loudest threes.
They were the loudest 4
NBA.
threes. All 4 of them were very loud.
That was a literally Dame Lillard performance.
Yeah.
Bones Hyland, as you say, is exactly as we've been talking about him. It was a big joke leading up, like our love affair with Bones Hyland coming out of Summer League.
City, baby!
Dude, Bones Hyland is that dude. And
special.
You're right. Not only was this was the largest Twitter game of the year. I don't know if this was actually the largest actual
This was the largest Twitter game of the year.
Most engagements actually in a game per this season per NBA.
Bones Hyland knocking down threes, running up the court, sticking his tongue out at the heathens in Philadelphia. It was just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Not only that, like you said, Boogie Cousins stepping up, knocking down those threes, not intimidated in the slightest by Joel Embiid. Not surprisingly, not intimidated by James Harden. That stare down between he and James Harden was one of the most delightful things I've ever seen in my entire life. The grin on Boogie's face, which in the past...
that was an all-time, there's nothing better than when a guy does the oh, what, you want some of this? And then the other guy laughs.
Just laughs, dude.
An immediate, bro.
Because James Harden looked at him with his best impression of a cold, dead look.
I am going to fight you
in the strip club.
Fisticuffs. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Marcus of Queensberry rules, of course.
Here's the thing, though, about Harden. Nobody respects him.
Nope. Nor
should they. And that's the thing is, he wants to do this thing, and it's guys... We just watched you go 2 of 17 or whatever it was 4 nights ago against Brooklyn. Dude, he's got to come to grips with the fact that this is kind of who he is. He's so concerned about legacy or this or that. He has to come to grips with the fact that this is what he's actually known for.
He's incredible, dude. It is funny. People imagine having James Harden on your team, man.
I can't, man.
We watched him erode.
I've listened to Philly fans for the last couple weeks have to talk themselves into liking and rooting for James Harden, and you can tell it's fake. They don't believe it, nor should they. But it's been a treat to watch and listen to, and for their sake, I hope the 76ers make a run this year because I can't see this
They're not going to.
partnership lasting.
They're not
that
going
long.
to. He's going to pull his same nonsense in the playoffs where the whistle gets put away, and then he's just going to...
I mean, Harden was... It's not like Harden was terrible tonight.
No, he wasn't terrible, but he was
pretty good.
That's the thing. That is the double-edged sword. That is the problem with James Harden, is he is so supremely talented, but he relies on garbage. And it's it just erodes people's confidence in him. They don't want to play with him. They don't want to watch him.
Yeah.
Get out of here, dude. Go dunk your head in the water.
I'm so glad that that's what it came down to, though, too. Him having to need to get this and that. So, whatever. But we got to go back to Bones Hyland. Here's what I will say. We got to still see the playoffs. This or that. By the way, like I said, I don't know if he'll be in the playoff rotation. A little more games like this
he's in.
I declared him in after the Golden State game.
He's in the playoff.
What I'm saying is games like this are where we don't know. We have to see, where where he stacks up when the lights are on, when teams are trying to attack. And tonight, he was just phenomenal. Obviously, I think we're at the point where I can say with fair confidence, he is that guy. Like, he is a guy that enjoys this. Some guys do, some guys don't. I think he's a guy that's not going to be intimidated by the moment. In fact, I would go as far as to say I think he's a big moment guy.
Yeah, that's what he says. And
every player in the NBA says funny. It. Everybody, there's no NBA player. It's like I'm a little game guy.
Adam, here's the thing: there's not many 21-year-old rookies who come in and say that from day one. He said that at Summer League. At Summer League, he said he's a big game player, and he's honestly backed up. The 2 games that have felt playoff-like have been the Warriors game just a couple days ago and tonight, and he's absolutely showed up. I agree with you. I think he plays up to it, and I think he's more comfortable and confident and at home in a high-pressure setting than he is in just a Tuesday night against the Pistons.
The Nuggets need, especially in Jamal's absence, they need a little bit of this. By the way, Winningsburg is here,
baby. I'm back.
We just need an injection of Winningsburg.
I was going to say, I'm already late for a dinner reservation, but I assume we're just talking about how Jokic is better than Embiid.
Let's
go.
But honestly, Winningsburg, I got to ask you this one.
Okay.
Take us inside the vibes downstairs, because this was a Monday night. If I were to rank nights at the DNVR Bar, Monday comes in dead last, easily, no questions asked, except for tonight. Tonight, the Nuggets fans showed out.
I started getting a good feeling about it at like 4:45. People started rolling in. I was like, wow, all right. And then I was like looking down at my watch. I'm like, 5:10, even better. And then at like 5:25-ish, there was just an influx.
Yeah.
And obviously, as you guys know, the beginning was not good.
It's not good.
Man, nobody left, though.
The vibes were waning. I'll take you into the best moment, which I'm sure you guys have talked about. It's the third Bones 3. The sound,
the deepest one,
deepest 3 ever shot.
The sound that came out of the bar it's a different sound than I've ever heard from the bar before, because it was it was the shock, it was the excitement paired with the shock that just gets
That's
this
awesome.
Oh, and I tweeted it out, top 5 DNVR Bar sound ever.
Wow.
So here's what's great about Bones Hyland specifically, and he takes the deep threes. The ball's in the air for what feels like 30 seconds.
You have time to prepare what you're going to say, how you're going to act.
You still just
You say the same thing every time, though.
I do. I don't make any preparations in life at all.
He also has a slow release, too, which really gets you ready for it.
You just saw it come. That one specifically, you kind of saw him like square up and you're like, oh my gosh, here it goes. And the whole bar just was like, like dead silent for 2 seconds, and it goes in, and
I'll
it just
tell you
erupts.
what's also great about Bones. He recognizes the moment. He can feel the moment when one shot like that could be a dagger, and like a shot could just put a team away. And he recognizes that moment, unlike a lot of guys, and isn't afraid to capitalize. He's not afraid to just make that the shot.
All right, like I said, I have to go.
She walked up.
Appreciate you guys.
Walks up here, like, what the hell?
I got waves down.
Another podcast again.
Jokic better than Embiid.
Winningsburg for the win.
For the win. Bones Hyland, I guess we could take our first break here. We're going to have to continue the Bone Show on the other side. He just deserves so much more of it, man. This was a huge... actually, I do have one more comment I'm going to say. The Nuggets tonight, they wore their Rainbow Alternates City. Are they called City Edition? I don't remember. Whatever it is.
Yeah, I think
the Rainbow panel.
I think these are the City Edition.
We've done this now for the last several years.
Yep.
That's like when there's a memorable moment or game in a jersey, it becomes that player's jersey,
For
especially
example,
when it's a City jersey.
For example, Jamal Murray, black rainbows forever are the Jamal Murray jersey because of what he did in the bubble.
Yeah. No question about it. No question about it. But tonight, unfortunately, because I hate him.
I know.
But tonight they wore the City jerseys. Bones Hyland goes off. It's the Bones jersey. And I might have to buy one.
You know what?
I don't even like the jersey, and I might have to get it.
I thought about this. The exposed panel on the side, kind of like
Bones.
colorful ribbing.
Oh, I love it.
Colorful ribs,
like
the bones.
You're right. It kind of does look like his bones are made of rainbow skyline. I'll go with it. I'm rolling with it. All right, let's hit our first break. On the other side, though, we got to get to Jokic Embiid. We got to get to maybe even a little bit more Bones, Barton, JMyke. A lot of guys to get through.
All right. This game was on ESPN, luckily. But if you haven't been able to watch Nuggets and Avalanche games this season, Evoca TV, check these guys out. They're taking the country by storm. And look, we got a lot of people hitting us up on Twitter who have Evoca TV. everybody's loving it. Add us on Twitter if you get it. We'll shout you out, of course. But Ivaka TV, it's only $25 a month plus a receiver. No contracts, no hidden fees. Price is locked in for 2 years. You can watch Altitude, and you can watch a bunch of other national channels too. They got a great lineup available in Denver, available in Colorado Springs, Phoenix, Boise, and Twin Falls, Idaho. So what you got to do is go to Ivaka TV, ivaka.tv/DNVR, ivaka.tv/DNVR. $25 per month plus a receiver. No contracts, no hidden fees. That price is locked in for 2 years as well. ivaka.tv/DNVR. Also, the official beer of DNVR Breckenridge Brewery. Stop into the bar, experience the magic. If you're in the area, corner of Colfax, New York, we got Breck Brews on tap. We got Breck Brew Seltzers as well. Of course, since it's Nugget season, make sure you're drinking the Mile High City Copper Lager as well.
Oh, yeah.
Can't miss it. It's got that Nuggets logo on it in the blue can. Mile High City Copper Lager from Breckenridge Brewery.
You know what? It's warm enough now outside that, like, last night after it's like 1:30 in the morning, I got done with everything. I'm sitting outside, just sitting out there enjoying. I'm telling you, it's that time you grab a little Mile High City Copper Lager, or maybe there's nothing better. Vanilla Porter Jr. Just sip one as you sit there and listen to the geese.
We're about to witness Adam go through his springtime metamorphosis.
Oh, dude, this is best.
He's gonna.
I'm gonna start
from his
molting.
cocoon.
Yeah.
It's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait to see it.
You guys saw the belted kingfisher today?
Oh, you did not.
Also, a second
Why did
drake.
you not?
So the same pond where I've been seeing the shoveler saw a second drake today. It was
Why
very
is this
exciting.
the first we're hearing of that?
I know. I can't believe I didn't lead the show with it.
An omen like that needs to be shared next time.
It's so true, man. I'm telling the shoveler now. A good luck moment. I love it. Let's get to Nikola Jokic. The battle everybody wants. It's funny that Bones stole. If I would have told you coming into this game that Jokic Embiid would be segment 2, you would have been like, wait, what? Tonight,
like, was somebody shot on court? Like,
here's what's crazy. So tonight, the first quarter, if you were scoring this at home in terms of a Jokic Embiid, you would have said, you know what? Jokic dominated the first quarter. He hit the 2 3-pointers, which were really the separator because Jokic finished the quarter actually.
The Embiid.
What did I say?
The first quarter?
Embiid dominated the first quarter.
Yes.
And it really was, again, the one that sort of set the tone for this. And a lot of that was Embiid goes 2 for 2 in the first quarter from the 3-point line. That was a huge swing, a huge momentum shifter for the game. You know, Jokic after that, I thought, figured some things out about Embiid. Let's put it this way. Down the stretch, Jokic was guarding Embiid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Embiid was not guarding Jokic.
Yeah,
Which is a very interesting. He picked up his 5th, but also, like, why did he pick up both his 4th and his 5th? Because Jokic's like, I know how to get to this dude in a way that's going to draw some fouls. So Jokic tonight, a funny stat. He led the Nuggets in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
How would you score the Jokic Embiid head-to-head?
Oh, so this is wild because it's going to be scored in the hearts and minds of many through the box score.
Jokic had Embiid had more points.
Yes.
Jokic had more rebounds, more assists, more steals, same number of blocks.
Interesting. I believe that this is tough because Jokic came out and I believe was pressing early on. Like, he looked a little bit like he heard the hype, which is just so unlike Jokic. Like, he was really trying to make things happen that weren't there. He was uneasy. He was playing fast, just making mistakes that you don't typically see Jokic make for long periods of time. And so I didn't feel like Jokic necessarily badly outplayed Embiid at any given stretch throughout the game, but the fact that Jokic just was so steadying and was able to get his team the victory, I feel like has to say, I mean, that's what it comes down to, right? Wins. That's what people always say. It's all about the standings.
I think Jokic owned the first 6 minutes of the third quarter, and that's
so.
where Embiid got into foul trouble too.
Jokic's passing tonight was absolutely sublime. He
man,
really,
the no-looker.
It just wasn't even.
Not his best.
It just wasn't even. It wasn't his best, but
It was good.
He did have two big time highlights. The no-looker and the fast break. That was sort of the moment where I kind of felt like, okay,
Yeah.
like I thought like the Nugget. I'm like, man, is this
That
going to
was
be an
the
ugly
moment
one?
where I was like, okay, he's comfortable now.
Yep, you're right. Yeah. We're all sitting here nervous, and Jokic comes down and throws a one-handed on the break, like where the defender ran the wrong direction,
Right.
at the fast break.
Right, yeah.
How do you score the matchup tonight?
I think Embiid got him tonight. I do. Not by a lot. I think it was close, but I think Embiid had the better game if I'm just comparing them 1-to-1. Now, look, I think by the end of it, Jokic played a good game. Not one of his best games of the season. Not even close, I don't think.
No.
He was sloppy in the beginning. He had 3 turnovers in the first quarter. He had that bad pass to JMyke Green on the baseline late. But in the end, he outplayed him late. He outlasted Embiid. I mean, Embiid really tired towards the end of this one. Yep. And that was another
major storyline.
Because Embiid played from when he came back in the third quarter the rest of the game. He played the entire fourth, and actually it ended with Embiid playing 36 minutes. Jokic played 34, but, I mean, you could tell at the end Jokic had way more energy than Embiid did. So it was close. I think Jokic could have played a lot better, though.
Jokic definitely could have played better. I honestly think he played him even. Here's what happened. That first quarter, and here's the thing. Embiid had some nice post moves. He got Jokic in the air on one, a little drive and go. He had some nice inside game. It was the 2 threes that made the difference. That was really the difference from it. Second quarter, Nuggets got back in with Embiid on the court, but Jokic going at him. Third quarter, they take the lead again with Embiid. And I think to your point, out of that timeout in the third quarter, Embiid came out and had a very strong stretch after that. Nuggets go to their regular rotation and take Jokic out. Right. 76ers, and I have a feeling it was a little bit of this hey, I've got to show I can do this. Stuck with Embiid, and I actually think it shot them in the foot. Because to your point, in the fourth quarter, Embiid was absolutely gassed.
Absolutely.
He took some questionable shots just in terms of Denver was deep dropped on him or this or that, and he would get the ball and you could tell he was I just shoot, and he's a little tired, and he just kept missing and kept missing and kept missing.
But it was blocked by the rim.
But it was plays that you could tell he was just a little his brain was working a little bit slow. And again, I think that whenever Jokic doing that, I think it's fatigue. So I think that Jokic getting the best at the end of the second quarter and the start of the third quarter forced him into overdrive to end the third, and it actually ended up costing him basically a chance to close. He was pretty much a non-factor down the stretch of this game.
I have to say, I was very surprised to see Embiid be so non-physical and sort of passive as the game went on. There were times when he would catch the ball in the key, and you thought he would just go Shaq mode.
Man.
People always compare him to Shaq. That he would just go.
Can I tell you something? Somebody tonight from a front office and another team, somebody that works in analytics, sent me a thing today that said something to the effect of, you can always tell when Embiid is going up against another true big, because he actually struggles to score against true. This is the difference between Shaq. Shaq go up against real true bigs, and it's it doesn't matter, I'm going to dunk on your head, bring out another one. Embiid he likes to bully undersized players, and Jokic tonight had a very big impact on him just being straight up and hey man, you're going to have to shoot a little 3-footer. And he just, in that second half, he went cold on those shots.
And maybe the most telling stat of the game, Nikola Jokic finished with 1 foul.
1 foul.
That is wild.
He had one foul.
That is the
I
genius
think
of Nikola Jokic.
It might not be that big of a surprise based on how the game went. Embiid, he hit those threes like you said, couldn't really get anything going against Jokic inside, didn't really play him traditionally on the post as much as I thought he would at least. And you kind of saw it in the end. Embiid was kind of unsure when it came down to the end where he was going to get his offense from.
Right. And I'm telling you, it's meaningful that they had to, down the stretch, take him off of Jokic. That's just a meaningful thing when you say, hey, because obviously he's in foul trouble, but hey, you can't guard him without fouling. We got to put you in the corner, basically. They basically made him a roamer, a corner. He's guarding JMyke in the corner. That's just a crazy thing to think about. I mean, if it would have happened the other way, if Jokic would have gotten taken off of Embiid and they're hey, go guard Tybal, because we can't, that would have been the top storyline. That's exactly what happened in this game.
You're right, Harrison. I mean, I didn't realize that he had 1 foul. That is the genius of Nikola Jokic. It's he plays so within himself and so within the game that is presented to him. Rock you, baby. Sombor City, baby.
Is this for a super chat later on? Is that what I'm looking at here?
No, we got to celebrate.
Eric's request.
This was my request.
This was an Eric request.
We got to listen.
All right, hey.
Listen, there are not a lot of games. There are not a lot of nights like this. We suffer through a lot of things. We suffer together more often than not. Tonight
suffering with
feels fantastic. It makes it all worth it. To you, Adam, and to you, Harrison, and to you, Kale. I
really
say,
chew this. I'm told you're supposed to really chew it.
I say
that can't be right.
Givali.
Givali.
That's by far the best we've had. That is honey.
The honey one's good.
And I still want to die.
One more thing on Embiid. We've talked about backup center a lot in Denver this year, and now the Nuggets have a really good backup center in DeMarcus Cousins. One of the big problems the 76ers have is their backup center, because DeAndre Jordan is beyond washed, and
oh my God.
I can't believe he's actually playing minutes for a team that fashions himself a contender. And I think a reason why Joel Embiid played the entire second half, most of it, was because they just couldn't trust DeAndre Jordan.
They couldn't. They really couldn't.
Can you blame them?
But you know what's funny is, in that stint with Embiid, the bench had the same impact. Like, they still also went on a run in that corner. So, which brings us to DeMarcus Cousins. He's had a very rough, 4-game stretch. 4 or 5, I don't know what it's been. But it's been a rough one for him. They absolutely needed him tonight.
Absolutely.
One, with the way they had the road. I mean, can you imagine if this was pre-Boogie and you had JMyke Green out there at center?
Yikes.
Just giving up 100 pounds.
If the athletic greens
I
were out
thought
there.
JMyke Green died tonight on that fall.
It really.
Oh, he had a bad fall.
I thought we lost the guy tonight.
Well, we almost lost Embiid, then we almost lost him on that fall. You're right. But he played tough. JMyke Green played tough, which again, I think there's a thing with Embiid where you do have to kind of not let him bully you. And of course, Jokic and Embiid are big bodies that can handle that. But JMyke also just playing a physical brand of basketball, I thought aided that. But DeMarcus Cousins tonight goes for 8 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. He was a plus 13, 3 of 6, including, it's crazy he was 3 of 6, 2 of 5 from the 3-point line. So he had 1 shot inside. But those minutes were invaluable, and it was a very impressive stint from him.
Yeah, and the play that sticks out tonight, other than his threes, was when he got in the face of James Harden.
Oh, I loved it.
It's just kind of another one of those moments where you think to yourself, this isn't the Nuggets team of old. This is a team that's not going to get punked by anyone, especially James Harden. And DeMarcus Cousins, since he's been here, we've kind of talked about how the entire roster, including the head coach, has become a little fiery, maybe a little too fiery.
They needed it tonight.
They did need it tonight.
They needed it.
And DeMarcus Cousins' identity is just the identity of the second unit. It's just a group you're not going to bully. You're not going to push them around. The 50-50 balls, they're going to win them. And they won enough of them tonight. And he's a really important part of this team.
Yeah.
He's so important.
The second unit has a couple badasses on it. JMyke Green's a badass dude, man. Whatever you think. I'm not even talking about basketball skill. I'm just talking about
we got a badass.
I'm just saying, do we have a badass? JMyke, absolutely, 100%. He is always about it. He's always down. I think Bones Hyland's a badass. Bones Hyland.
Oh my god.
He also flies off the handle. When guys test him or something, you see him and you're like,
scrappy
Bones,
dude, man.
You're like, Bones, what the hell, man? Could you chill, whatever? But no, he has that. And then of course DeMarcus Cousins, 100% about it. The combination, when you go up against a team that doesn't have that, it stands out. And tonight, I honestly think that Philly team, they are lacking a little bit of soul. I mean, that's a soulless team in a lot of ways. I mean, I'm sorry. I've made the joke that they are a tax loophole of a basketball team. If the tax loophole was a basketball team, it would be this group. They are a team that was
Trust the accountant.
They were assembled by accountants. They were assembled by hedge fund managers. They were like, this is what basketball is. And I really hope for the sake of all of us, it's not they're not right.
The other thing that cannot be understated is when Boogie first came in, Doc Rivers started to stagger Joel Embiid against the second unit. He put in what was their DeAndre Jordan pretty early, and then I know.
But they always do that though.
Right, but I'm saying and I saw a Matt Moore tweet that was he is going to absolutely obliterate the second unit for the Denver Nuggets. And it didn't happen.
Right.
Boogie held his ground against Joel Embiid. Yeah. He was as physical as he was. He knocked the ball away. He stole the ball one time. He didn't allow any easy baskets. It was just I don't know. To me, that was the most impressive thing that I saw.
It's a good tweet, dude. It was a great tweet. It was a great freaking tweet. I put it at the right moment.
Is that dude?
Bones is that dude. It has 900 likes.
He's shocked
too
by
easy.
Hey, I was watching a game. I made a comment. It was.
I loved it. I was so impressed with Boogie tonight. He was exactly what the Nuggets have needed this entire year. We've said it over and over ad nauseum, especially when we didn't lose a single game every time he played. He came out. It's been a little bit of a rough stretch or rough patch, but you come back and you see exactly what this guy brings. It's crazy it took us so long to bring him in.
Yeah. Now when another team staggers their best player against your bench unit, which a lot of teams do. The Nuggets don't like to do that. They keep a very traditional sub-rotation, but a lot of teams, they stagger their starters to go against the other team's bench. Now you feel okay when that happens because you're like, okay, the Nuggets bench, it's going to be okay. I think they're going to hold it together. Embiid's not going to rip off a 12-0 run here.
Yeah. Boogie was really... Bones stole it from him. Like, he could have easily been king of the game today until Bones was like, no, I got this one. And he was great. And then we got to give some special love to JMyke Green.
Absolutely.
Like, this was a very good JMyke Green. You look at the box score, it was actually pretty good. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. I love that in 23 minutes he had 5 fouls. But not even just that. So I was just thinking about this. Like, he made all of those plays. He hits the shots. He does this or that. He challenges Embiid, which was a bit like Embiid hard dunks that one, especially if it's an and one. But even if it's just a hard dunk, crowd's loving it.
Yeah.
You know, this or that. The fact that he knocked him on his ass, what happened to the crowd? They all
shut up.
They all shut up because they were like, "Oh God, is he hurt? Is he broken?"
Yo.
Like, and I'm not saying he was trying to hurt him. I don't think he was. I'm just saying he knew in that moment. Don't give him a dunk.
Yeah.
Don't give him a dunk. Don't let this crowd
that's the
erupt.
exact right mentality to have in that
It's the
moment.
right mentality. And then I don't know. We didn't even mention this. All right, we didn't, as if you guys had anything to. I didn't mention this in the quick recap. My bad. But do you remember the final play that really sealed it?
The charge.
Well, there was a charge actually.
Yeah.
Also,
The
Oh, is there
overturn.
another
there was another one. So
Wait,
he has
what's
the
the other
charge.
one?
The other one was the deflection, just at
Oh,
the
yeah,
end,
yeah,
where
the
he
deflection.
gets his hand in. So he
Yeah.
actually, you're right. The charge, the deflection.
The charge. Great challenge by
Great
Michael
challenge
Malone,
by Michael
man.
Malone.
Wow.
Great challenge
I
by
wasn't
Michael
convinced it was going to get overturned because you almost never see block charges get overturned, but it was a charge. Absolutely.
And this is the thing.
JMyke, that was like 8 big plays, man. We just went through that he made. He made a lot of
took
them.
Embiid right in the gut too. That was a tough.
I gotta
charge.
say too, like in defense of Michael Malone, we almost never have like games 3, 4, 5 in a row where we're upset at the game that Michael Malone put together. Like, he had a really bad game last game.
Yeah.
This game he had a great game. Like,
Yeah.
he left Bones Hyland in to close the game.
Yep, he did. That was a
saved-
bold decision.
It
by
was a
him.
bold decision, but it was an obvious decision, and he made it. Like, we were upset that he didn't do that the game before, and like, he's not a guy that makes the same mistakes over and over and over. He will make mistakes, but he, generally speaking, learns from them and will make adjustments moving forward. I was just, I was extremely frustrated. He didn't have Jokic going in earlier than he did, but it was the right call.
Ended up working
like
out.
Boogie hit 3 after 3 during that stretch. That I was
2 of them, but yes, he did hit a 3 and then an after 3.
3 after 3.
Yeah, there it is.
Okay. And
He was great. He was
it ended
great.
up being the right call. He pushed all the right buttons tonight. Obviously, we got the victory. Fantastic night.
Yeah.
Good job.
You mentioned Michael Malone. You're right, because the decision to take out Bryn Forbes was a very important one, and I know not a tough one. Like, Malone doesn't deviate from his rotations very often, and that was a good deviation. And then to find minutes for him back in, like when DeAndre Jordan checked in, he said, "All right, Bryn Forbes, now you can go play,"
Yep.
and that was good. It spelled people and allowed for them to have this healthy rotation. Bones Hyland, I don't think he quite got the Facu treatment where he played like 20 minutes in a row, but it was close. I think he came out for like 2-minute stretch.
Well, Michael Malone also went back to Will Barton
Yeah.
at the end, who missed a free throw,
Oh
but
my
hit
God.
a bigger free throw.
That was almost the story of the game. When
That
Will
would've been a
Barton
real
missed
drag.
that free throw, and we all looked at each other
He
like,
did not look confident for that
No, he
second
didn't look
free
confident.
throw.
But we all looked at each other like, oh no.
This is gonna suck.
Oh no.
But
It's gonna be the
Austin
worst.
Rivers looked probably less confident to close that game than Will even looked at the line. So I thought that was a good choice. And rolling with JMyke Green. I mean, JMyke Green, he was the guy they needed out there.
Michael Malone, you're right. He did do a very good job here. And then we have to give some credit to Will Barton, who had 20 points tonight on 7 of 14 shooting. 3 rebounds,
Nah,
2 assists, and a
He
couple
played terrible, man.
a couple big-time shots.
Bench him.
This was a big one and a big bounce back for Thrill.
Yeah, I mean, Thrill was not without his mistakes. He was not without his frustrating, head-scratching plays. He played the Will Bartonist game that's ever been
There was
played.
like 2 shots that you would just be like, those are a 0 out of 10 decision. But
then
on
he would come
aggregate,
back
the
down.
game was great.
Yeah, then he would come back down. And he would hit the absolute shot we needed at the absolute right time. And then the next play, he would drive into traffic when Jokic was wide open, and we turn it over, and you're like, yep. And then when he had when he was on the line to ice the game, of course he missed one of the 2 to keep the game in play. Will, it's like as though there was a script written. He followed it exactly.
3 of 6 from 3, 7 of 14 from the field.
Maybe the biggest shot he hit was that deep 3 to beat the shot
Oh,
clock.
that was a huge shot.
Absolutely.
Total bailout shot.
Yeah. But D-Line's
call.
right. I mean, he had a couple mistakes and bad plays. The Nuggets also... I watched Nikola Jokic's whole season, and it's crazy he's having the year he's having, like scoring more points than Steph Curry, all these crazy numbers, while getting double and triple teamed every night, while nobody on the Nuggets being able to get him the ball in a mismatch. Like, it's crazy. But there were so many of those instances tonight. But Will, he did have some really loud mistakes, some bad decisions. But, I mean, at this point, You just gotta take it,
dude.
You gotta take it, and you just gotta laugh and smile along the way.
After the game, a guy came up to me. He's like, "This one's for the Will Barton lovers," and gave me a high five. And I was like, "Also for the Will Barton haters."
Yeah.
Everybody got fed tonight.
I actually think Will Barton was great tonight. And we talk about, like, here's the thing, man. This was a pressure game. It was on ESPN. Denver's is 2 wins up on Minnesota, so every loss from here on out is going to be like excruciating. And then you're on the 2-game split, and then of course everybody knew what it was. Tonight was all eyeballs on this game.
Yeah.
You look for guys that have not just confidence, but a little bit of irrational confidence. And look, that might be a vice for Barton at times, but in games like this, it's certainly a virtue, and it served him well. That does it, I think, for everybody. I mean, Aaron Gordon tonight deserves a mention. He went 3 of 6, had 7 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Not a great game from him. He missed the last game played in this one. We know it's a foot injury. I'm worried there are 14 games left, and he looks to me like a guy that needs 7 games off.
He's played this is kind of doing him a little injustice, but there's really just one quarter of Aaron Gordon that sticks out to me over the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And it was the first quarter he played against Brandon Ingram against the Pelicans.
Right. Yep. And then Ingram ended up going off anyway.
Yeah, and Gordon got in foul trouble. Aaron Gordon was great defensively that quarter, but we just haven't seen that a ton from him. So he didn't play really the entire second half. So I'm curious to learn about what was behind that, but it was the right call. He just clearly didn't have it tonight.
This is where you wish you had a bigger cushion, because you could afford to say, hey, take 5 games off. If we go 2 and 3, whatever, maybe we drop from the 4 to the 5 to the whatever, but being right there on the play-in line, it's just tough, because I honestly am worried about him. It's not even that he was getting cooked today one-on-one, that's what you want him to do, is guard one-on-one. It's just watching him run up and down the court, man. He just looks like he's in pain.
It looks like he was moving at half speed.
Yeah.
And
he looks injured.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Nuggets won tonight. They absolutely need Aaron Gordon for the playoffs. He is clearly their second most important player. And, yeah, they just need him close to 100%. They really do.
It's wild that they were able to get the dub tonight without him. That is they
basically were out him. He was bad.
Yeah.
And then he didn't play.
Gave him nothing tonight.
Wild.
He gave him nothing tonight. So Denver really just with Barton and Yoke, and then a bunch of fill-in-the-gaps guys that played great. Let's hit a break on the other side. How many Super Chats would you guess we have?
I would guess
30?
2, 3.
Yeah, 2 or 3 is your guess? No, we have 34.
Jesus. 2-hour show coming up.
The people are vibing.
They are vibing, baby. Can't wait. You guys are homies.
Lightshade Dispensary, guys.
Ooh, I
Use
like
the code DNVR for 25% off.
Best
each
discount.
Purchase. Crazy discount. 25% off. That's big time. Check out Wana. Optimal's fast asleep. Need to catch up on some shut-eye after the big game? D-line?
I'm never sleeping again.
No matter when you take them, this well-rounded recipe will leave you feeling rested and refreshed in the morning. Wana Optimal's Fast Asleep Gummies offer a holistic plant-based approach and a solution that tackles the root cause of sleepiness, like stress and pain. So where can you find Wana? Colorado's premier dispensary, Lightshade, with 10, soon to be 11 locations, opening on March 1st. Denver metro area and Aurora podcast listeners get 25% off non-sale items with the code DNVR. I have patronized Lightshade.
First off, when you would go in and use the code, you'd be looked at incredulously. They didn't know. They were like, "What are you talking about?" They had to get their manager. And then the last time I went in, I was like, "Oh, code DNVR." They're like, "No problem." Knew exactly what to do.
Hell yeah!
Showed them. Also, your Colorado rugby team, the American Raptors, they play at Infinity Park for free. Games are free. AmericanRaptors.com. Grab your tickets for the upcoming season there. Also, check out the DNVR Rugby podcast with Colton Strickler. Hit that subscribe button. Leave a review on there. Really good podcast that Colton does. And again, check out the American Raptors at Infinity Park in Glendale. Games are free. Go to AmericanRaptors.com.
Colton in the house tonight, by the way.
Oh, he was?
Was he really?
Yep.
I didn't even see him.
Give him a high five.
Oh, hell yeah. I know. I went around. I probably gave him one, too. I didn't even notice. I gave everybody in the bar a high five.
There were many high fives.
There were so many. It was great. One girl rolled her eyes at me as I came to give her a high five.
She did not want a high five.
She did not want. She was clearly not there for the game. I don't know. All right. Well, we have a lot of super chats to get through.
Holy
so
smokes!
Let's. You guys are the best, by the way. This Serbia trip. I just turned in our proposed itinerary.
We gotta start with this one because it's $100.
Holy shit, Austin, the homie. Many people are saying he stole the MVP from Bones Hyland. He says, Huge game tonight. Watching DNVR post game all season, but first chat. Jokic greater than Embiid. Get Joker in a couple possessions earlier. Malone, Bones, and JMyke.
And JMyke.
Hell yeah.
JMyke.
We basically covered segments 1 and 2 in one. What did we do the whole 40 minutes for? We could have just read that.
Yeah, we come to the super chats way too late.
We came to them way too late. That was a fantastic super chat. Also, we're so glad to have you in the chat, Austin. I know it's funny, man. Whenever we do like the party bus, which by the way, I think there's like 10 seats left on the party bus. So if you're thinking about getting on, you want to do that immediately. Vibes are immaculate. Harrison Wind is over here suggesting perhaps Michael Porter will be back for that game. He's just suggesting.
Austin C. Yeah, if you want to
we're just suggesting it's possible.
We'll refund that 100 if you want
to
use it on a bus ticket. And come with us.
But every time we do something like that, I always meet people and I'm like, oh, who are you in the chat? And they're like, oh, I'm not in the chat. People don't realize lots of people in the chat, but even more people not in the chat.
Yeah.
So Austin, we love to see you step out of the shadows there, especially with a hundo. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate it. Funky Puma says, love seeing Bones hitting a 3 from the Sixers logo. Go Nuggets. Hell yeah, that was dope.
Can I just say my favorite part about all of the super chats is you having to say the username of the person. It's just like, this one's from Funky Puma. This one is from whatever.
Hey, man.
This
shouts
one is
to
from
the screen names.
Wacky Dirigible.
Some of them I can't read. This one's from James. He says, Bones is the best. Harden is the worst. Will we ever get that MPJ update? I think we'll get it, man. I just think it'll be not until the Nuggets have this road trip. I think when they get back, we'll have an update.
Yeah.
That's my prediction.
I like that prediction. I like it.
They're in Washington, Cleveland, then they come home. I think we get an update then. One happy, one sad. We'll find out. What else we got here? J-Rock says, when Bryn hit the 3.
J-Rockstradamus spoke it.
Oh, nice. J-Rockstradamus. Sorry, I couldn't read that. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You spoke it. All right. He called it. I like there's somebody out there who's like, I called that Bryn Forbes 3. I called it. I said it's going to happen.
Dude, not only did he call it, he paid to tell us.
I love that. That's absolutely right.
He's way better than actual Nostradamus.
Caroline says, husband and I are Nugs fans living in Philly, and we were there. Bones' friends, family brought immaculate vibes tonight. High City, baby!
Oh, dude. Carolyn, treat yourself to a Wooder Ice tonight.
What are you? Is it because they're Philly? Is that what you're trying to do? Is a Philly accent? Is that what it is?
Carolyn and I know what's
up.
up.
Shit, that's an inside joke. Man, I want to be in the club here.
Caroline.
I love it. Hey, you're part of the Boneyard now. You were there. You're a de facto family for Bones at this moment. Smuggets says, Smuggets gang, who's with me? I love that he says Smuggets gang. We're branding Smuggets. Smuggets has his own sub-brand within the DNVR Nuggets brand. I love this.
Has Smuggets been around? I haven't been on the postgame show in a while. Has he been around?
Of course,
dude, Smuggets is always.
I didn't know if he dipped and then came back.
Dude, the Nuggets won 9 of 10. What do you think Smuggets left?
Well, they've lost 2 in a row coming into tonight.
What else we got? We're still rolling. KB82 says, does Bones remind you of JR except his coach trusts him and both can play reckless at times? Honestly, no. Look, JR was real reckless and also like a little bit more one-dimensional. He was a scorer. I think Bones is...
Literally Dame Lillard.
I think Bones Hyland's a really good player. Like he's a rookie,
too.
and it's so people don't understand. If you go through LeBron, everybody can go on Basketball Reference. Look at LeBron James's rookie season relative to the rest of his career. Horrible.
Yeah.
And he was great as a rookie, for expectations. Like Bones, what you want to see is some of the foundational stuff. I think he sees the court really well.
Absolutely.
I think he's obviously got a lot of scoring to his game. His three-point shot is streaky, but when it's on, you get nights like tonight. To me, Bones is not at all like J.R. Smith. To me, he's more like Jamal Murray, and that I think he's only going to get more and more impactful, and the good versions that we saw of him this year are going to grow.
Yeah. No, I agree. Everybody tries to compare everyone to J.R. Smith.
Anybody like J.R. Smith made mistakes his 17th year into the NBA on the NBA final stage. Like
J.R. Smith was the same player from day 1 to day a million.
Bones is just a rookie, man. He's just a rookie.
Yeah.
Like his mistakes are not like that knucklehead.
Nope.
They're just like, hey, he's learning the game. So learning the tempo.
And he's not even making mistakes.
He's not even making mistakes that often. It's so true. What else we got? Galen says, Bones. Love seeing this guy succeed. Future Mr. Nugget? Question mark? I mean, look, man.
I mean, you can remove the question mark.
Oh,
well,
my God,
I don't know,
dude.
man. Monte Morris, also Mr. Nugget.
Listen.
Of course.
There's a potential Mr. Nuggets designation.
Wow,
in the
Mr.
future.
Nugget?
But we're not going to knock Monte off of his perch just
No.
because Bones can knock it down from the logo. I mean, and even though it is the most fantastic thing I've ever seen, and he's my best friend, is not
you
going to
guys are
factor
close.
into him being. He can be Mister's Nuggets.
Misters, I mean,
Not
we'll
ready to
find
go
out.
there
I'm
yet.
not ready
but-
to go there just yet,
Can't
but
do that
you know
to
what?
Monte.
You can't do it to Monte. But Bones, I mean, equally as fun as Mr. Nugget. Justin says, Boogie laughing in Harden's face is all I need to get me through the year. So true. I love it. It's only March. It's only March, but already
Dude,
we have been blessed with
I'm
enough
telling
to get
you.
us through the year.
This is the greatest part of, I guess, maybe my life is
Nope, it's probably either
if
life.
that had happened in the opposite direction and Boogie Cousins had laughed in the face of one of my players,
Yeah.
I would have been so heated and never, ever, ever let it go. I would have made
Yeah.
memes about it. I would have called him names. Now, what a delight.
The timeline of this season is
Come on in.
crazy. How Boogie Cousins is an integral part of the Nuggets. It's
We all have our
It's crazy.
buzzwords, and for wind, it's integral.
I love it.
I love it, isn't it? Integral.
That count as a weird pronunciation?
It is, for sure. But it is, but it's also like
integral.
in a good way, though. In a
That's
good way.
how you pronounce it.
No, you're right. We're all wrong.
We're just we're laughing with you, Win, not at you. Let's wait because we're getting through. I don't know if you heard 40 super chats. So we're
Did
gonna.
it have something
we're
to
like-
do with the Nuggets beating the Sixers in Philly?
I think
tonight?
it's
No, it
just
did not.
us. It's just
Oh, is it
us.
just
Yeah,
us?
we've
Yeah.
had a great
actually haven't
show.
talked
We've
about
had a
the game
really
yet.
good show. We are all Bones Hyland quality
Oh,
right now.
man.
Patrick says super chat. Oh hell yeah, man, super chat.
Dude, I love a
yeah.
guy that gets right to the core
Yeah,
of it.
doesn't
right to
waste
the
any
heart.
time.
like, what, I
no
have this-
analysis, no takes.
I got
just
this
super
dollar
chat.
in my account. What am I going to say? I'm going to say super chat. That's what I'm going to
go.
say. Patrick, strong agree. Jack says, use this to get Nick Wright on the next pod. Can't wait to see
No,
how he
thanks.
tries to
Dude.
spin. Yeah, spins on this.
Nick Wright has
Going
ducked
to
us before.
Be
I
LOL
don't
funny.
even want Nick Wright on
We're
the
just going to
pod.
go to Serbia and get Serbians on the pod and
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah,
we
like
don't, we
to-
don't want Nick Wright. Nick
But
Wright.
thank you for the money.
Nick Wright. We made a shirt for Nick Wright. Many have heard this story, and he told us he would wear it if the Nuggets won. They did win. Then he claimed it got lost.
And he's like,
in
it
the
didn't
mail.
make it to the mail. We had
I
tracked
tracked
it.
it.
We're like, yes, it did. It was signed off by one N. Wright. I don't know what's going on here.
So lame. So good.
By the way, man, yeah, I'm not going to go into a Nick Wright thing. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Like,
We don't have to.
It's
We
a shtick.
just don't
Joseph
have to.
says, busy the kid. Hell yeah, I strong agree, man. Busy the kid. Real Skywalker says, Lakers down 26-4 to the Raps. Wow, a little preview. That is all. A little preview of Around the Association. I can't wait for that.
Wow.
Going to be a lot of fun to
Let's
that.
just go around right now.
Oh, man.
Let's start with the Philly-Denver game.
Big something says, do we know if Chicken
This is a
attended the
great
game?
question.
Oh, what
This
a
is a great
good. That is a
question.
great. That's
This
a
is
deep cut.
maybe
So
the best super chat ever.
Do you want to explain it?
Such a good question.
girlfriend.
No.
No.
So, how Bones Hyland got his nickname. Apparently, he was nicknamed Bones by a girl who was nicknamed Chicken.
That's actually all you have to
favorite
describe.
fact
You don't
of
have to
all
give any more details.
That's the extent of the story.
That is the story.
Yeah.
A girl named Chicken gave Bones Hyland
Hyland.
the nickname
That's
Bones.
Such a
It is
fun
great.
fact.
It is
Yeah,
really great.
That's all
man.
there is to it.
Oh,
It's really great. I need a nickname.
We just
Turkey.
call you the.
Everybody just says Big Sexy. That's what they call
Yeah,
me.
that's what
That's what everybody calls me.
We're always saying that.
Jake
They
says
call you the Big Shower.
the big what?
That's a swinger callback.
Yeah, it's a
Oh,
string-
from yesterday.
Yeah,
You guys hear about that?
sure
You
did.
guys hear about my neighbor? You guys want to go into that again?
Tell your
Jake
neighbor I
says,
wear
could you
pineapples."
guys imagine the narratives if Jokic was the one who got in foul trouble and had to switch off Embiid late? Jokic greater than Embiid all day, baby. I made this very point, Jake.
Yeah.
You probably made this before me, but hey, man, it's so true. Like, would it lead SportsCenter if Jokic got pulled off and say, hey, go guard the corner? Go, because you can't guard Embiid
What I'm
without
telling
fouling?
you is
It would
that
lead first things
Go
first.
It would be the number one
Carry the hell
storyline.
on.
And then they took him off because of defense. It's like, I'm sorry, man. Embiid got taken off because of defense. He
Eric,
couldn't guard him.
Two-part pop quiz for you.
Okay, let's get
Could
it.
we imagine that?
Yes.
Do we have to right now?
He passed the pop. Says, all right, what else we got? Astray says, our boy Bones proving to be one of the best damn steals of the draft. Let's go, Nuggets.
Yeah, I'd
Hell
say he
yeah.
outplayed Jaden Springer tonight.
I think, yeah. Oh, man, that's what the 76ers took.
Yeah.
One spot ahead of Denver.
Yeah.
And by the way,
Outplayed him by a
all
little
of
bit.
Nuggets
We
Nation
gotta
wanted
out-
it.
Source
Quickly,
our
I
content.
cannot believe I let this pass. Your nickname, obviously, Big Bird. All right, go.
Oh, shit.
I'll take Big Bird. I'm down with that.
That's easy.
Did I tell you guys
Oh, wow.
about the shoveler? I saw 2 Drakes today.
Yes.
I saw,
Yeah,
I
yes,
already
I saw
covered
your
that.
tweet.
All
Way to go,
so
Big Bird.
There we
There
go.
you go.
All right, what
We
else
get
we
it.
got? Astray again. Nope, it's Jonathan. He says, "My High City, baby."
yeah.
City, baby. There it is.
Never.
I'll let
Never.
Bones read your super chat. There it is. All right, what else we got? Josh says, shout out to Michael Malone for letting the rookie close the game out. Malonesman unites.
Malonesman unites.
All right, Malonesman. Moach. Fans of the Moach.
You guys
All
are
right.
the best.
You
Yeah,
guys
the
are the best.
Moachers,
I love
the
how many little
Malonesmen.
things we have that we say now. It's like we have
Malonesmen.
our own language. Jay says, East Coast bias can take that L on the way out, LFG. That's right. East Coast bias can. Get out of here, you
No coast bias, baby. No
I
coast
saw
bias.
a unnamed radio host at an unnamed outlet hosting their show in a no coast bias shirt today.
Oh, hell yeah. I love
That guy knows what's up.
Usually we like you say that if you're going to say something bad and you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
want
yeah,
to put a guy
yeah.
on blast where everybody
Can
goes
we
to
not
him.
name him?
Yeah,
No, I don't.
because that's like a cool thing.
I don't want his employer to know.
I would never say this to his face, but
I
he's a
see what
great
you
guy.
Yeah, but he was repping us, so we
I
see
see
you.
what you mean.
We
Unnamed
see you.
radio
All right, what else we got?
Sorry, more keep coming in.
Kyle says this was billed as the game that decides the MVP. So Bones Hyland has become the first rookie to win since Wes
What's
Unseld.
done is
It's
done.
incredible.
Strong agree.
It's incredible.
Strong agree. I can't believe he
Sometimes
did
logic is stronger than any argument.
I'm gonna make a killing on my $1 Bones Hyland bet. It was 10 million to 1. I can't believe it. All right, what else we got? 3 card says Jokic made every big play in the clutch and trusted his teammates to make shots. Sixers play at the Bones Fargo Center now. I love that. My High City baby. Hey, I'm telling you, I was blown away that Harrison Wynn said that, and even Eric said that he thought Yoke got outplayed tonight. I thought Yoke.
I didn't say he got outplayed. I just didn't think that there was a decided winner.
I did.
There was
Fine.
a
I said it.
There's
I
a
said
decided
it.
winner of the first quarter, easily the least important quarter. I thought
there was a loser of the fourth quarter for sure.
I think there was definitely a loser of the fourth quarter. It was the guy that couldn't run up and down the court. All right, what else we got?
Hey, back to back.
What's that? Well, was it back to back?
back-to-back.
Also, he was in foul trouble. I don't know if you heard he couldn't have foul. Mike says credit Moach and Barton for great decisions. There
That's
you go.
right.
All right, Mike. There
We're
you
a
go.
little-
In the
wow,
club.
Mike.
Mike Patterson in the club. What else we got? Jossie says, imagine Jamal and MPJ helping Yoke out, Bones holding it down until the return. Man, one of the stories of that first quarter was just nobody could freaking make a shot. Like,
Yeah, 0 of 8, I think. in the
I mean, I'm
first
telling
quarter.
you, man, you get.
Shout out Bryson Owens, by the way, the now named radio host who's in the chat right now.
Oh, hell yeah!
Oh,
There you
our
go.
guy, dude.
That's
Our
freaking awesome.
guy.
Bryson Owens, big
Nice.
shout out. Come on the show. What else we got? Click for gameplay. He says Malone will single-handedly make me quit watching the Nuggets. He should wait for the last minute to let Jokic in the game. That's
He did
probably even
push
a
it
better idea.
tonight.
I had enough of this BS. FFS, which I don't
For
know what I
F's
mean.
sake.
For
Oh.
Franklin's sake.
He
Yeah,
did
look,
cut it close tonight.
he cut it awfully close. Nuggets win. We're not talking about
You're right.
negative things.
You're
It would
right.
have definitely been a storyline that I would have complained a lot about on this show. if
It
they
would have been
lost.
awful.
It would have been really
There
bad.
would have been. It would have been awful.
There's just no other player, no other coach that would be like, LeBron's backup has had a good 4-minute stretch here. Maybe LeBron should wait on the bench a little bit. Like, no, like you
Maybe
have a
there's
great
no
player.
other coach-player combination.
Maybe not.
Yeah, you're right. It's those two guys specifically.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Griff
Who's always
says Bones and Boogie vibes are immaculate. Strong agree. $20. Everything you said in
Yeah,
that
Griff?
was completely true.
Yep.
Everything was
especially the
That's
$20.
such an
The eco-
accurate
The
statement.
economy of that super chat is also just
Great
incredible.
GDP.
CTOD Ghost, I think this is Crystal Ghost. He just says super chat. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he
Straight
knows
to the
better too.
point.
So I
You
know
know
that's
what,
a
Crystal?
deliberate.
I'll fill it in for you.
There it
something
is.
Rocky.
Jubilee,
Cheers.
Jubilee.
Get in,
There
get
it is.
out. Boom.
What else we got? Man, I'm almost tired of super chats. We have not really. We have
I feel
Josselman
like-
says, I feel like you want to read these? My eyes nice.
Yeah, I feel like I got you, buddy. I feel like Bones ceiling is a hybrid between Trey and Rondo. Am I tripping? Also, Bones saved Malone from questionable Jokic minutes in the fourth quarter.
So true.
You know what's fun about Bones? Depending on
Everything.
how he plays, you could name just like any different.
I know that is.
person.
We already got J.R. Smith once. Trey and Rondo. It's so hard to combine those two things. It would almost be like, are
Trondo.
strawberries like the combination of grapes and, you're like, what? I don't know. You can't compare two random ass
I
agriculture.
see a lot of
Twitter's
Trae
about
Young,
to find
actually.
you.
It's not bad.
You see Trey and Rondo?
I see Trey.
Look, he's
I
got the
actually,
point.
I actually do see it. I see what he means. Like he's got the
Long and
unlimited
skinny.
distance of
Trae.
Trae Young. He plays bigger than he is, like Rondo. He drives, he
The wingspan.
dishes. Like he's. I can
If you
see it.
combine
Great
the best
job.
Just
of
not the
Trey and
defender.
Rondo, you probably have a top 3-point guard ever to play the game. Like Rondo, people
That's
don't
what I'm
remember
saying.
Rondo was putting up like 30,
Eric's
20,
saying.
20, and 8.
Yeah, dude. Trondo.
Eric,
in the
shot out of a
finals.
cannon. Would you rather have Damian Lillard or Bones Hyland?
Well, I do know that Damian Lillard is not scared of the fight, but I'm going to take Bones Island. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. What else we got? Vote.
Super chat.
Let's
Yeah, you
go.
have to read their
You have
name,
to
bro.
read the name.
Oh, well, he's got another one coming up.
All right, here we go.
He
He did the screw up super chat.
All right. Bones was always meant to be a nugget. So true. This
love
is a
that.
Highland
After all.
after all.
Oh, yeah. This is a Highland. We're right.
Vibes are everywhere. But guys, Bones is.
That's from Drewby.
Bones
Thanks,
has
Ruby. Thanks, Ruby.
everything. Thank you. Everything you would need to be a Mr. Nugget. Like he can't get it until Monte leaves.
That's the thing.
But
right.
as far as Mr. Nuggets and training goes, could you ask for a better recipe than what Bones has working?
No, man.
Nope.
You couldn't.
Unreal. By the way, we'll get to that in game notes. What else do we got? Bryson
Super
Owens,
chat!
Super
Hell
chat.
yeah!
Bryson.
Let's go. No coast bias from Bryson. John Ash says super chat. Super Josh. RR says Boogie finally brings some dog to the Nugs. Great Boogie minutes tonight. Those threes were
baby.
huge.
They
huge.
were.
I love
And he is bringing that dog, and it's manifesting. What else do we got, Kale?
Man, there are a lot of super chats.
Ben Marsh.
Dude,
I was
people
a
are feeling
huge
it.
fan before tonight, and then I came to the bar for this game. I don't really have the words to describe how awesome that was. Just thanks.
Ben.
Thanks so much.
The
Ben,
bar was
thank
incredible
you.
tonight.
The bar was awesome.
Incredible.
All-time bar night. And it's because people like Ben came down, had the time of their lives.
Yeah.
But by the way, you're not coming to these games at the DNVR bar to just meekly cheer for the Nuggets.
That's
No,
definitely
yeah.
true.
This is
You're
this
getting
is the
out of your
place to
seat.
be.
You're losing your voice.
Oh my God.
We appreciate all you tonight. All you. Ben says, first game watching with the City Edition jersey. We'll always remember the Boneyard.
It is,
Let's
baby.
Go.
It's the Bones jersey.
That
the
is
Bones jersey, baby.
isn't it?
Love it or hate it, it's the Bones jersey.
Shout out super producer Kale for that take. What else do we got, Kale? So many. Amanda Myers, friend of the show, says love DNVR and the Nuggets. See everyone on the party bus. We'll see you there.
Hell yeah,
Amanda.
we will see you on the party bus.
see
I'm
you
telling you,
there.
you guys better order now. It might be sold out as early as tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe
And
it won't be.
find
I
that
don't know.
tweet on our timeline. I'll retweet it. But Blair is giving away 2 free tickets.
Oh, hell yeah.
To both the party bus and the game. So I'll retweet
I love,
that.
man, there's
Make sure you
nothing I
follow
love
the
more than
instructions.
like our people that are looking out for everyone. Like that's honestly what it's all about. So Blair, freaking man, that's incredible. That's incredible stuff.
Alrighty, what else do we got? Bokoon says Jokic out-rebounded Embiid, out-assisted, out-stole, out-field goal percentaged, out-less fouled him, and won. DNVR needs to pick up their MVP vibe.
Strong agree. But you remember, you have to understand, Harrison also doesn't find him that fun to watch.
That's right.
So it's like, I understand.
He's not very sexy.
He's not
that
yeah,
fun
he's
to
not sexy.
watch.
He's not that
Embiid
fun to watch.
outplayed
So
him.
you have to take it with a grain of salt what Harrison says.
Famous Jokic hater Harrison win. Steven Disler says Bones forcing his way into playoff rotation. Also, oddly don't think this changed the MVP votes. Just reinforced one's view. That's probably true.
Yep.
Mile High City, baby.
I love it. Keep going.
Joe Clem says 1 year from today, the Nugs' backup point guard will be. That's a good question.
This one
Mile
makes
High
us
City,
actually
baby. Actually, that's a great question. Yeah, is it going to be
Monte, Bones?
Is it going to be Monte? Is it going to be Bones?
That is
What's
a good
that?
question.
In a year from now, when Jamal Murray
I'd
returns,
say Monte.
Those are two good answers.
I think they're going to play together.
Hopefully.
Right.
Is that what we're talking about? Like, look, Bryn Forbes is a good player, but he's brought in because of a lack of shooting. Monte Bones, great shooting backcourt.
No, yeah. Who's going to be the backup point guard?
Probably Monte with
Yeah,
Bones, but
that's- yeah.
But the thing is, Bones will get to bring the ball up the
Yeah.
court and run pick and roll, like initiate. They're
Yep.
both good in both roles. I think it'll be perfect. Bones has played both. Part of what makes Bones such an interesting prospect is his first year in college, point guard, second year shooting guard. Like he can go back
Rookie
and
year,
forth.
both.
Rookie year, a little bit of both.
Alrighty. Big Honey says, longtime fan of the show, but this is my first super chat.
Hell
Shout
yeah,
out Big
they're all
Honey.
coming out of the woodwork.
Love this team, love this show, love the Nuggets community. Let's fucking go.
That's what it's
Also,
all about.
Bones is a star in the making. Yo, 2-time MVPs.
Vibes are so immaculate. Big Honey,
immaculate.
everything you said was true.
Big Honey, you're so right all the time.
I know.
Great name, by the way.
Should be
Bryson Owens. I was the guy who wore the No Coast bias shirt
Let's
on the
go.
radio you mentioned. I
Our
love the
guy.
show and love it. If you watch, I did watch Bryson. He did a great job, and you wore a great shirt. Shout out, Bryson.
Oh, yeah.
Officially a
Just
friend of the show.
Just gave him a follow. What else we got?
Oh, Taylor Leonard. What happened with AG tonight? I do have the skinny on that. He looked like he was sleeping on the court. Regardless, Bones is unbelievable. Rookie Jokic is the GOAT. Many people are saying.
Many people are
Let's
saying it.
go, baby.
I love
Let's
it.
wrap it up strong with Alex Errorman? Question mark. Monte and Bones as the brothers Nug. Yes. Great fucking super chat. Hard yes. Do I have your permission to tweet that every
Brothers Nugget would
Oh
be
my
a pretty
God.
good
I
one.
can't even.
Oh, I should pay you for that. What a great
that's
super
amazing.
chat. Oh my God. You guys want to get any game notes?
Oh my God, let's hear it, man. The
Shout out
vibes are
chat.
how often does this happen that the show goes so long that we wait 20 minutes to get to?
I could do another hour. I missed the whole hype
I
party.
know.
All
We'll
right.
get your hype here in a little bit.
Michael Malone said Bones had like 500 people there tonight.
I told you, hundreds.
If that sounds like an overestimate, just wait till the Bones section. But for now, we're on Michael Malone, who said Bones travels let's get busy. Kale, just go ahead and put that in production assignments now.
To quote Michael Malone, he's got big balls.
He's got big balls. By the way, Aaron Gordon wasn't feeling well tonight, and I'm not just talking about the physical knocks. He literally wasn't feeling well in that traditional sense.
Sickness.
He threw up at halftime.
Jeez.
But some people were asking about those minutes that he typically plays, but he did not tonight, Wind. And Malone did elaborate that was due to this illness.
Interesting.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Looks like
So
you're going to
that's
say
good.
something,
I mean,
sorry.
look,
He did not look great.
he did not look great. I'm glad illness passes, so I'm glad for that.
Look at this bit. Just continue. Love for Vogt. Vote's the Forbes of DNVR. We're in Forbes, huh? Fuck it. I'm just happy to be here.
Forbes.
That's incredible.
I don't even know if that's like an insult. Is that like,
No, I don't
it is.
feel like that's neither here
No,
nor
no,
there.
Bryn Forbes is great.
He was good tonight, I think. I'll have to rewatch. Anyway,
Bryn Forbes, our season turned around. We got Bryn Forbes and Boogie Cousins.
hey,
point. It's a great point.
Good segue because Malone talked about the bench today, said they're playing well. Obviously, that bench to start the season was a bit of a mystery. He tripled down on that being about an inconsistency in the lineups. And he is right about this part, by the way, regardless of how you feel about who played point guard. There were a lot of guys in and out, and it was a different lineup every other night. He has rocked with this same five-man lineup. He's worked hard to keep them together. He's playing them together, perhaps paying dividends. By the way, JMyke Green got the defensive player of the game.
I mean,
Damn right.
Great
I
game,
mean,
dude.
he
Damn
had
right.
he honestly, you could have divided his good defensive plays in half, and then he would have both halves would have won it.
He, by the way, we have not done a great job, I think, a really vibey part of this final third of the season. JMyke Green rediscovering his utility in this rotation.
Yeah.
Because
Totally.
no one wants to root against JMyke
There's
Green.
nothing vibier than a guy rediscovering his utility.
His utility. Fuck off. But for real, I mean, this guy was in the pits, man, to start the season, and he's a good rotation player who's helped Denver, and I think we all want to celebrate him. So we get to tonight. We spoke with Bones Hyland, who just said, we've got so much fight in us. I'm just so proud of my teammates for sticking with it. I went to the bench at one point. We were down 11, and I just said, here we go. Here we go. He knew that run was coming. About the zone he entered, he said, and he said this before, I just knew I was going to get hot eventually. I just knew I was going to hit a couple of bombs. He went on to say, I found a couple looks. They were bottoms. And after that, just let the crowd know. I paraphrased a lot there, but he was dropping dimes. He was preaching, actually. He went on to say, I grew up in a tough environment. I've seen everything. I'm not going to go into detail, but that just made me who I am today. I'm not the biggest or the strongest, but I got the biggest heart.
Let's go.
At which point, this tiny king appreciator's eyes rolled back into his head. Had a hard time staying calm, but he said, I got the biggest heart, and everybody bleeds like I bleed. So that's just how I am. It's an awesome
Everybody
quote.
bleeds like I bleed.
It goes back to that quote about Steph. I'll go at anyone, right? Is he's just sort of saying we're all human beings on the court at the end of the day, and I think for anything you may or may not be concerned about with Bones Hyland, confidence, not one of those things. Not one of those things. More
Also
from Bones.
calling a Biggie lyric, yeah.
A Biggie lyric?
Is it?
Yeah, you guys don't know?
What did he say?
I don't
It's
know,
a Biggie
man.
lyric?
I'm told there are two Americas.
What?
I know
you
I'm
guys,
only a
you
part
guys
of
don't
one
know your
for
lyrics,
sure.
man.
No, I think we need Adam to take
Yeah,
ISO
could
here.
you maybe
What was it?
give us a few
literally,
bars?
I'll play it for you afterwards. I literally cannot tell you the title of the song.
Are you positive?
You'll have to
you're
Google
right?
it a little later, I guess.
That
Wow.
one lyric.
All right, everyone clear out.
Cancelable title.
Bryn
for
Forbes
me
is
to
cooking
say?
right now. Bryn Forbes is cooking. Hang on, I'm not done. Bones says, I play for my family. I play for the name across my chest. And I
Yo.
play for my city.
Dude, he was literally dropping bars. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he really was.
He was delivering a sermon.
And then on a more serious note, thought about how I would approach this. I mean, it was all public. It was all on camera. He was asked about the firefighters who were in attendance tonight, the first responders to that accident he was in. And he could not answer the question. He said next question, was visibly shaken up, fielded another question, still couldn't take it, broke out into tears. So really still
Jesus
something raw
Christ.
for Bones.
Wow.
And I don't want to, I mean, look, he denied to answer the question, so mostly just want to say that happened and move past it. But I do still think we learned something from Bones in that moment. Really emotional guy, still a raw wound for him. And so what a big moment to get that done in front of, wait for it, According to Bones, it was 600, maybe 700 people.
I love it. I love it.
Bones travels. Let's get busy. We also spoke with JMyke Green, who answered a lot of questions about Bones Hyland. But he did say, looking at the standings right now, Minnesota's right behind us. This was a big win. We've got to keep doing our job. On Bones, he brings the energy to the team and the second unit. He makes the game a lot easier for us. By the way, of all the guys who I think benefits the most from Bones Hyland playing, JMyke Green might be near the top of that list. He really might be. And then he said he's starting to get comfortable up there. Earlier, he was just trying to find his rhythm. He's found it now. Strong agree, JMyke. Didn't hear a ton from JMyke. He's a man of few words and plenty of business. You guys all know that by now. We did hear from Nikola Jokic. Full disclosure, guys, I had a hard time hearing Jokic tonight on the call, so I only got so much. But on Bones, he said, when we drafted him, I asked him, can you send me some highlights? And he was taking those shots, talking about the big, deep ones. He had a couple tonight, so I knew he could. He used the company line. He said, we played for each other tonight.
It's true.
He called Bones.
By the way, I think there is something too, a little bit of legs to this idea of like, you see Sixers timeline in shambles tonight. I don't know if you guys have taken a game.
Oh my God, I haven't checked it out.
But one of the things that they have one of the things that's been making its way out on my timeline is a lot of like Embiid's teammates let him down. Everybody teammates, just nobody there to support him. I think like there's a meaningful difference here. This is a team that like Yoke saying we played for each other tonight. Yeah. Cultural thing there. Little cultural roots there.
Yeah, and I'll get my first
soulless little tax accountant's version of a basketball team.
Something the basketball gods are always watching.
Ooh, are they? Yeah.
By
the way, my first take of the night, because I missed the show. What a great team win, right?
Great team win.
So much Jokic talk, and deservedly so.
Great
tonight,
team win.
His buddies got behind him. They all played like they knew what was. They knew what time it was, as Michael Malone once said. Jokic called Joel Embiid an amazing player. Did say he likes to play against the best, always does. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but Embiid is one of those guys. On JMyke, he could not believe that offensive rebound, that putback dunk. He said he got so high on that. Then he said, I hope he's okay. Hopefully he's all right. I think he injured his finger or something. But obviously JMyke played to finish that game. And then on one of his favorite teammates, guys, JMyke Green. JMyke has a big heart. No matter how big the opponent is, he's a fighter. Jokic and JMyke bromance is back. And then lastly, did it feel like a playoff game? Jokic typically want to downplays these types of notions. He said, to be honest, it did. The first quarter it was just whatever, but in that last quarter, the fans got into it and the game was physical. And he did go on to say anytime it's like that in the fourth quarter, it does feel like a playoff game. But this was one of those.
Love it.
Not surprised that he didn't start playing well until it felt like a playoff game.
Classic Yoke. How does everyone feel tonight? Because I feel mother effing great right now.
Pretty great, man. Pretty great.
We didn't say anything for 10 minutes. We just came out and just vibed.
Just sat here, and everyone was like, thumbs up, super chat.
Just vibe, man. Just vibe.
I'm going to go read Sixers Twitter as an activity, like an active
might hop
thing
on
to
Sixers
do.
Reddit, just kind of
why not, man?
Just kind of looking to see what they have to say.
No.
4 more super chat. People are not done super chatting. David says, "What's up, D-line?
Let's go."
Agreed with that one.
Dude, that's
I love
greatest.
that. Hey, can you separate the super chat money on that last one? It's just for D-line.
That's right.
That's
only
only one beer. In
one
Serbia.
beer.
With the exchange rate, I'm told that's true.
I'm going to drink that beer really fast.
Joseph says, "What podcast is Vogt listening to?"
Oh, yeah,
because he's got it in.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a bad look. I'm sorry, everyone.
I thought you were doing it on purpose. Like,
No,
all right,
it wasn't.
yeah.
I'm really sorry, everyone.
The worst part is that we could see ourselves in the monitor.
I will say this. I was listening to Locked On Nuggets.
What else we got? Rayvon says, any basketball player is mortal to Bones Hyland. Strong agree. So true.
That's a great quote, by the way. I know it sounds funny and out of place, but this is Bones' thing. He's stepping on the floor. You're a human. I'm a human. Let's get busy. I don't care who you are. We bleed the same blood.
Bleed just like us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Is that even the quote? I don't know.
JB says, just got to
Let's go.
Dude,
my girlfriend. Let's
JB.
go.
Oh,
see
we'll
everyone
see you guys
there.
there, dude.
JB, you and I can split. You and I can split that one beer I'm going to buy.
All right, we got to go very quickly through around the association because we're late here, but there's some important ones. The Timberwolves on the road in San Antonio, and they win 149-139 thanks to 60 points from Karl Anthony Towns.
Yo.
I'm sorry, what?
60 points.
Is he in the MVP
Is
discussion?
he's launched
You know
himself
what's
into
wild?
it.
Karl Anthony Towns has had a career that's been interrupted and is finally coming back
It
to
is.
where he is getting back to where he
Great
should have been
point.
this whole time. Like
Great point.
nobody was
I agree.
more affected by the last 2 years than Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
It goes beyond that, though. I mean, obviously, that's a huge part of it, his personal life and that story there. But it goes back to, like, I'm telling you, you
Jimmy
make the
Butler.
win now move with Jimmy Butler, and it just stunts. Like, we saw Yoke. We see where he is now. He was not at this point 3 years ago, 4 years ago. And at the time when they brought Jimmy Butler over, that was 4 or 5 years ago. Maybe Yoke doesn't get to this point unless it was on his shoulders the entire way. So
And it's wild. Did we ever discuss the fact that he won the 3-point contest?
he's a freaking great shooter, man.
wild.
He
Great
called his own
player.
shot saying he's the best big man shooter of all time, which, you know what? It's too early to say. It's a
Oh,
little
we missed the
braggadocious,
super
but
chat
whatever.
from Paxton Misra.
I mean, that is something he has a claim to.
All right, he'll go look for it. Kale will go look for it. The Hornets beat the Thunder. Nobody cares about that game. The Hawks beat the Trailblazers. Trae Young had 46. Imagine dropping 46 and you're not even the top scorer. You're just like, oh, man, I wasted that. The Cavs, who the Nuggets play here in just a little bit, they beat the Clippers in overtime 120 to
It's gonna be a
111.
tough game.
Wow.
Even though they are down so bad, they still keep winning, man. This Cavs team is like a legitimately
Fight,
good
man.
team. They're
Shout out
fun.
that coaching staff, those young players.
And Mobley had the block of the year tonight
Did he?
on
I'm
Avitsa
gonna have to go
Zubox.
see
It was
that.
really good. And then the Bucks and Jazz are locked up right now, 75-73 Jazz. That's a big one. The Bulls are losing to the Kings right now. Bulls, what are you doing?
Sorry.
We want a vibes across the All City Network. We want the
Sorry.
vibes.
We're trying to vibe with you,
The
Chicago.
Wizards right now are down to the Warriors. That's Denver's next opponent. They are down 11 to the Warriors. And then the most important game of the night, the Lakers currently trail the Toronto Raptors by 20 points.
Can we never talk about the Lakers?
No,
again?
I want to talk about them every time.
they're
They lost the
actually really
first
fun to
quarter.
talk about
They
right
lost
now.
the first quarter 33-12.
That's pretty bad.
We need to get them on national TV a little more.
I would think so, yeah.
I want to watch them every night. I swear.
Oh my God, it's so glorious. All right, we got one last super chat.
Shot
Hit
and
that
fraud.
outro
Paxton.
music. Paxton, two more. It says,
To this point, I changed the headline.
Bones catches fire, not the best stream name
Oh,
considering
God.
his tragic history
Jeez,
with
Kale.
fires.
Come on,
Oh,
man.
That's a great point. We
that's
will
a great
fix that.
point. That was totally an oversight. Trust us.
We did not do that on purpose.
Definitely not
Promise you
a
that.
purposeful headline
Good
for that
super
one.
chat. We'll
Wow.
get to that.
Wow, you just
Wow,
you
just killed the vibes. I guess we better get out
You
of here.
just chin checked Kale 2 times with one.
Wow.
He missed your
He
super
missed
chat
it.
and
No super chat has ever caused a headline change. I don't think.
Oh my
That's
god.
the first
This
one.
is the first.
Not on
God, I
purpose.
feel so
you
terrible. I
just
feel like
wrecked. Yeah, you just wrecked Kale.
Yeah, on a serious note, what a story. We're very sympathetic and empathetic.
also, and I know you mentioned this, but it really is cool that he had the first responders there to root him on tonight. What a
Yeah.
cool story. What a cool
Incredible.
move by Bones, and just a great night, man. I would not gonna lie, guys. I have been dreading this night. You can hit that outro music. I have been dreading this night
Me too.
for a while because it was one of those nights where you have everything to gain, everything to lose. Nuggets sliding, this or that narrative, this or that. This was a great way for this to go. Not quite
Yeah.
storybook. Like storybook might have had Yoke dropping 50 with a
Yeah.
Sombor shuffle 3-pointer right in Embiid's eye, but it was pretty damn good.
I just can't imagine this season without Bones Hyland. He's been such an integral part.
Let's go. He's been
of
so
this year.
integral.
Like so much about the Nuggets has been so boring, except for Nikola Jokic being the best player in the world. Bones Hyland has just injected so much life into this year, man. It's
And
awesome.
we have
Great
been
point.
mired in purgatory. All of us. We've been weighed down by the weight of expectation, the weight of disappointment, waiting for things to come. All the while, the things that we had right in front of us were growing, we're getting better. The Nuggets are who we thought they were. The Nuggets are only going to get better. This is a gift to all of us. This is what you get for being faithful and for sticking with the team. Nights like tonight, it's
And
all worth it.
To that point, Eric, I hope they finish this season strong for so many reasons, but one of them being there's been plenty to complain about this year, and we've done it, right? But really, ultimately, this should be a feather in the cap of Jokic and Malone and the supporting cast for the way they've refused to let this be a packet-in season,
Yep.
which was earnestly suggested by some halfway
Man,
By some
look,
idiots.
guys, I'm looking around. I see Lakers talk about LeBron. I mean, we see the clips of him not even getting back on defense, and I see all these people I really like and respect saying, "Can you blame him?
Right.
Season's over. Can you blame him for giving
Right.
up on this
Yeah.
year?" Like, yes, I can. You rage against the dying of the night. This is what I mean, the Yoke did last
Like,
year.
what
The
are we
Nuggets
doing?
did last year, and that's what the Nuggets are doing this year. We're
only
in
play if you
purgatory.
can win.
You know what? I think we get out of purgatory next week. I'm just not sure if we're headed for heaven or hell.
It doesn't matter,
It's really
dude.
like we receive sentencing next week, and we'll find out. But you know what? Whatever happens, whatever door opens up for the Nuggets, I still think they're going to battle. And that's what's
Yes.
so great about it.
And by the way, shout out the enemy of that last loss, Will Barton, who has a good game, but it's not just about shooting well. That first quarter, he was bad defensively again tonight. He steeled up, man. Those last 3 quarters, that his effort was there. He hit some big-time shots. He didn't miss both free throws, so we don't have to do that. Look, if we're going to sit here and drag someone through the mud, shout out the others, not just Will, but the others. AG for grinding through it. Team win tonight. They all deserve credit. And remember, it's not just Jokic out there on the floor.
We spent a lot of time on all those guys, but
Did
it's
you?
good that you
Sorry,
got.
I
It's
just
good that
got
you
you.
got your
I
thing
need to
in.
say
Yeah,
something.
we
I had to
all
say
had
it.
the same takeaway. It was great. Everybody was vibing.
My bad.
Let's go. Hit that like button on the way out. We'll see you guys tomorrow.